up there. Let's make sure we're live everywhere. Okay. We are live. Good. Perfect. People are jumping on. Excellent. Okay, there we go. We are jumping on now. Now people are jumping on. Lexington, Washington, Japan. Japan. That's awesome. Hello there, Indiana, Des Moines, Iowa, New Jersey, Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. I talked to Charlotte today. Let's Indiana, Georgia, Australia again. Excellent. Good. Yes, we are on Facebook tonight. We are on Twitter as normal and YouTube as well. Minnesota, Mexico. Cool, Mexico. Awesome. Oklahoma. Very cool. So we're going to have some fun tonight. We even have a special guest. North Dakota, Nebraska, Australia again. Australia. Wonderful. Very cool. So I'm going to dive in because we have some information tonight and I have a bit to go through, and then at the top of the hour, we will have a very special guest along with Dr. Dean's very special announcement. So I hope everyone loves that. We're going to dive into stuff, okay? So the first thing I have to tell you a story. Well, this is Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. Please do me a favor. Go check out the email. Subscribe to the podcast. We're uploading podcasts pretty much daily at this point. Also, go to YouTube, subscribe there. Click the little bell there so you find out, and it will tell you when I'm on, and emails as well. Fantastic. So I'm going to start off with this. So I'm at the office today, and very fascinating. I'm in the back, and my wife's assistant, Renee, she comes in the back, and actually reverse a little bit. We were at lunch in a meeting, and some people showed up early for their appointments, and it was very fascinating. They were going to go inside, but the office wasn't ready yet, so they kind of hung out. Then fast forward, we're in the office, and those people had come in. There was a female and a male, and I'm not going to go into any names or anything like that for privacy issues, so I'm going to keep it very generalized. But they came in, I heard them talk with my wife during their appointment, and I was kind of going in the back in between patients, and my wife's assistant Renee was in the back, and so she was telling me, she goes, it's interesting, the woman in there, she was supposed to be finding a different office for a different Dr. Palmer, and there's two Dr. Palmers, I guess, in the general area, but she ended up at our office because of the person she was with. And the assistant says to me, she goes, but it was fascinating because she was working with my wife, and she goes, I looked over and the woman had a pin on her shirt, and the pin was a Punisher pin with a where we go one, we go all little, on the pin. And my Renee, our associate, and also my wife's assistant, knows about Q and knows about where we go one, where we go all. And she goes, it was so weird. And she goes, I know what that is. And the woman said something to the effect of like, well, it's a little like it's an inside thing. And Renee's like, no, we know what that is. And so she told me, and I went around the corner, and I went into my wife's room, and I got to meet her really quickly. And I said, she told me the story of how she found the office, and she said she absolutely loved the office because our office is not a sterile environment. It's a very family-friendly environment, very holistic, very earthy, the whole thing, chiropractic nutrition. But and then I said, where did you get your pin? Like, because it wasn't tied to us. It just was a random coincidence that she had a Q pin on. And come to find out, she had been looking at it for a while, and then she stumbled across my face on camera and seeing my show, and then she didn't know she was coming to my office, but she ended up at my office. So it was a very funny story, but we were connected via this live stream and via Q, where we go one, we go all, because she's also been watching it like crazy. And so there are more people out there. There are people like us out there who know what's going on and who are onto it all. So just an interesting story. I hope I told it well, but I wasn't. I was just part of the story. So Let's dive in. So today, if you didn't see, the president sent the mainstream media into an absolute tailspin because he just randomly mentioned that he, for the last roughly week and a half to 2 weeks, was taking the HCQ, as we call it, okay, the hydroxychloroquine. Okay, sometimes I even trip up on the word. And he sent everyone into absolute, complete chaos, okay, because they cannot handle the fact that he's taking something. So he's taking something that is not, quote unquote, approved by the CDC and the FDA and all that wonderful stuff, and he's getting results with it. Now, he's taking it prophylactically, so he's taking it not to get it. Okay, I, by the way, am not a medical doctor. I do not give advice on medication, going on it, or coming off of it. So just a disclaimer there, I'm not telling you to take it. I'm not telling you not to take it. I don't do that, all right? I stay out of that world because I didn't want to be in that world. So people ask me, can you take it that way prophylactically? I don't know. I'm not going to give you any advice on that. He can do whatever he would like because he owns his body. However, keep in mind, one of the best parts of this whole thing was the fact that he said that so just like, whatever, I'm taking it. And then he said there's also a lot of people on the front lines who are also taking it. So it's not just him. And he said, I don't know if it's going to work well, but it seems to be working so far. And I'm paraphrasing. But essentially, as soon as he said it, the media that was covering him was very quiet, just going through the motions, filming him, taking pictures. But then when he said he took it, you could hear them go crazy. Like they had questions. I didn't watch the whole clip or the whole video. I just saw the clip of it. So I don't know if he went into any other things, but they're going nuts because he's taking it. Now, some people will say, well, he's taking a medication. You don't like medication. Yeah, I'm not a medication fan, but there's a time and place for medication. Now, keep in mind, in the world of medications, there's things like HCQ, and then there's things like statins that are like killers, and there's the Ritalins of the world, and there's the opioids of the world. So in the grand scheme of things, if he's taking HCQ, it's a very basically benign medication that just handles like parasitic malaria stuff. So obviously I'm not a big fan or proponent of pushing big pharma and everyone taking HCQ, but it's a lot better than a statin or a Ritalin or a Prozac or all the painkillers out there, the Oxycontin, and every other thing out there that is horrible, the Tramadols of the world. Okay, so the whole point of this is he just literally destroyed them again. Now keep in mind, now Neil Cavuto said, this will kill you. He said it's dangerous. He was preaching to his viewers that this is a horrible medication, that it could kill you, and it's very bad for you. It's dangerous, okay? Now, why would he say that? Why would the mainstream media go absolutely nuts on this? Well, many reasons. One, do you remember the movie Out of Shadows? Okay? Project Mockingbird. The media is there to manipulate you, the public, or the people who are watching it, obviously, okay? That's one of the reasons. All right, now, this takes away, keep in mind, their narrative so far has been to push a vaccine on you like crazy. Do you think it helps or damages the vaccine argument? Okay, what do you think? Does it help or hurt the vaccine argument? Yes. I am not saying that there aren't things out there that will handle this that are not HCQ, okay? Obviously, I have talked about 20 plus different remedies, herbal remedies, artemisinin, all these different things that will actually help. Vitamin C, coconut oil. I've said it on all my shows, right? So obviously, we know what really works. But for the masses, they still believe in medications. We haven't flipped the masses on medical yet, okay? That's going to take time. However, something as simple and as benign as HCQ is something that will at least slowly transition America into a more, not holistic, but a more non-harsh medical route, okay? But it also damages the vaccine argument because the president is now taking preventatively HCQ, and he said, I'm doing okay. It seems to be fine. And he's not dying. Nothing bad is happening to him. That just opened up the whole world, literally the whole world, because America will go first and then the whole world will go right behind it. The whole world to probably get on this medication to kill whatever they have going on, if it's COVID or whatever. And again, I'm not making any claims, so don't punch me for that, and make sure I can stay on social media for the time being because they'll get all angry. But it beats up the whole vaccine argument. And so that's why the media is going crazy. On top of that, keep in mind who funds the mainstream news to be on. Now, I don't care if you watch CNBC, MSNBC, I don't care if you watch CNN, I don't care if you watch ABC, NBC, I don't care if you watch Fox News. Even Fox News, which is the more conservative of all of them, okay, and they're losing it too. They're all funded by big pharma, okay? That's what funds them. Why do you think they sell horrible news every single day? Because they keep people in fear, which then pharmaceutical companies jump in, because when you're in fear, you get sicker and you feel terrible, and then you also have mental health issues. And so now, next thing you know, you're on a bunch of medications. That's what actually occurs. So this was a brilliant chess move by the President of the United States. Love him or hate him, that's what he did. Complete chess move. Now, diving deeper, the other news this morning was the Department of Justice had a streaming, I guess they had a news conference. I did not see it. And everyone panicked because Attorney General Barr said that he did not foresee, I think it was, criminal charges for Obama and Biden, right? Criminal charges, that's what he said. Everyone freaked out because it means, oh, well, they're not going to go after Obama, they're not going to go after Biden, and this is all for nothing because they're not going to go after him. Now, I don't know if he's going to go after them or not. Obviously, we hope he would, but keep in mind the words that were also said. The words were, he said something to the effect, with the evidence or the information I have today, there will not be criminal charges brought up. Now, in politics, you have to listen to words very carefully, okay? He said today, and he said with what he has today, information, they will not be brought in criminal charges. So that can be taken a couple different ways. Today, he may not have enough evidence to take them into criminal charges. He might have enough tomorrow or next week. Keep in mind, Durham is still pulling up investigations. So is Barr. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to take down a president, a past president for treason, or even crimes in office, you have to have... This isn't like taking down the person to the side or in the main street for a simple, crime. This is the highest office in the land. You have to have so much evidence to take that person down that it would be absolutely incredible. So they are not going to make that move until they would absolutely know for sure, without a shadow of doubt, that they are gold and good to go on everything they have. So you have to know that. Keep in mind that, okay? That is very important. I might have lost the live stream. Hopefully there, it's back up. Okay. Live stream went down for a second. Sorry. Now, the other thing is criminal case, okay? Criminal case. What if they take them for tribunal? What if this is going to be military charges, as someone said? Okay, they were just talking about criminal. Now, keep in mind, I actually read today somewhere, and I don't know enough about this. I have to deeply research. It's something I just came across. Is you could actually, I guess, the president could actually technically pardon Obama and Biden. And again, this is a speculation. I saw literally a scan. I scanned this thing, and then I didn't follow up with it. Okay, but apparently, possibly, they could be pardoned. And then you could also bring charges up on them as well. So this is going to play out. Don't panic over what Attorney General Barr says, because they have a plan. And let me tell you, by the way, if you think the president is going to call treason and tweet every single day just about that Obamagate, if you think he's going to do that and not go after him, Yeah, that's not the case, okay? That he is going to definitely go after him. There's no way the President of the United States is not going after President Obama. And that actually brings me up to another point, which is if you go to Zero Hedge actually has an article today regarding what the president might do with Obama. So the fact that this is all coming out right now is very important. So Biden obviously is being stuck. Biden is literally like right now President Trump running against Obama. That's really what it is, because we all know Biden is not going to survive. He's not going to be in it. Even if he was become president, they're going to flip him out to the side because he's not capable, okay? So the problem is Hillary, as Zero Hedge says, Hillary has already bowed down to Obama. Okay, so she has supposedly behind the scenes, she's supporting Biden, but also that kind of puts her in the backstage for the time being. And Obama comes forward because Michelle is right there, or Michael, as you might want to call her or him. Obviously, that running whole scenario. Okay, but the big thing is that Michelle could be running as vice president or end up being running as president, okay? So, what Zero Hedge was saying, and I actually fully agree with this, is the president right now is going to target Obama for at least the next several months because President Trump has to get Obama out of the way because Biden can run on Obama's credentials for 8 years. Now, you and I understand we're not happy with President Obama's credentials in the last the 8 years he was president. However, a lot of Americans were. Okay, a lot of liberals were dyed in the wool for him. He won the elections, right? So the president is going after Obama directly right now, and not even really worrying about Biden, because if you take down Obama, you also take out Biden. Okay, so he is literally trying to take out the different pieces of the puzzle, and Michelle has to go away. So how do you make Michelle go away? You have to completely discredit and essentially bring under criminal charges, if possible, or criminal charges, President Obama. So you're going to see President Trump absolutely go after President Obama over and over and over and over. That's what's going to happen, okay? So don't be surprised. The president is literally playing out an entire chess match. There's a great article on Zero Hedge. Right now, go into there. It talks about how President Trump is throwing arrows at Obama right now on purpose because he knows he's really running against Obama right now. That's what he's running at. And who knows how fast this goes for the next 6 months. Who is going to come out at the top on this? Because we know Biden's done. Obama obviously can't run, but Obama can support his wife being in there as well. Okay, so you really, really have to keep an eye on this and see how this actually turns out, because it could get very, very messy. It's going to get very, very messy, but I think the Trump-Obama war is going to heat up quite a bit. And if you want to, head on over to Red Pill Beena, Beena. He is still throwing out tons and tons of video on President Obama and tracing him back to like the days of ancient Egypt and Babylon. Like there's some, if you watched the show last night at the end and you saw all the interesting stuff that I was talking about when it comes to ETs and all that different stuff, go over to Red Pill Beena and look at what he shows you via the Vatican as well as President Obama. Try to connect all that together because it's very, very fascinating. I was actually sent a message tonight. Let me look at my phone real quick because let me see if a good friend of mine, Tina, sent me. She was sending me messages tonight regarding Nancy Pelosi, just so you guys know, okay? So apparently Nancy Pelosi was on Anderson Cooper tonight, I guess, which, by the way, Anderson Cooper, a CIA operative, okay? The Vanderbilt family. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Okay, so apparently Pelosi was on Cooper tonight. I can't bring myself to watch her or that show. But apparently She said that at the president's age, he should not be taking that kind of medication because he is morbidly obese. I think that's what she said. My friend Tina was laughing hysterically on the text because we were both enjoying the chess match that is being played between both sides. Okay, so very fascinating about that. Now, before I go to my guest tonight in just a few minutes, okay, I want to cover a couple other things. Okay, the first one is I've been asked a lot about Elon Musk lately. Okay, and what is going on with him. Now, I will first and foremost tell you, I personally do not trust Musk right now. Okay, I don't love his playing around in artificial intelligence and AI. I do not love the fact that I feel like Elon Musk, and let me know if you think this was how you view it. I feel like Elon watered down the Tesla name. I love studying and researching Nikola Tesla. I think he was an absolute unbelievable genius, beyond genius, if he was even from here. But Tesla had so many amazing inventions, and my curiosity with Elon is I feel like I know he's obviously working on lots of stuff, but I feel like the Tesla car wasn't really as good as Tesla would have pulled off, and I don't know that he does him justice. Now, yesterday, he put out a tweet saying, "Take the red pill," and Ivanka tweeted back, "Taken." Now, what does that mean? I honestly have no idea. A lot of people are saying Elon Musk has flipped. If you go to the qmaps.pub, the Q drops, there's a little link on the left-hand side that actually talks about people, and I believe it says Elon is neutral. They don't know exactly. He's pulling off a lot of libertarian things right now, like he's going back to work in California, which I applaud him. Again, I don't trust him, but I applaud him when he does something right. When people do something right, applaud him. I mean, I love the fact that he's standing up to the state of California and he's going back to work. And I posted today, if you're in California, you need to stand up for yourselves. If Elon can go back, and a lot of people are telling me, so this other thing, by the way, everyone is telling, or I shouldn't say everyone, a lot of people are telling me or posting that they don't have enough money for an attorney. Let me give you a little clarity on this. If you're in a situation where you can't freaking work, and you can't pay for your family to eat and stay in your house because there's no work and you're not going to your job because they won't let you out, all right, there's no more money anyway. So you better ante up, and please do not, I've had this message to me is saying, oh, well, you're a doctor, you have money. That's a BS excuse, by the way. You know, like those out there who worked extremely hard for our money, we have more money because we worked extremely hard for it. Okay, I'm not going to feel sorry or feel bad about that. So when it's time, if you're in a state where something's going down, you have to ante up for your defenses. You have to ante up for your freedom. That might take an attorney to do. Okay, so if you're in California, you might have to ante up so that if you get arrested, you're taken care of and your freedoms are defended. It just is what it is, guys. Like, at the end of the day, it's like when people come into me as a physician and like, oh, my back hurts, but I can't pay for the care. You can't not pay for the care. Like, you need to get back to work. So either do it or go to somebody else where you can afford it, but still, you have to get it done. Same thing with an attorney, okay? So I just need to let you know and yes, somebody put pool money. You know, if you're in a group of people, put your money together to defend yourselves. This is the time, okay? There is no going back. There is no, you know, we win or we lose. If you want to win, you have to have defense. You have to have people behind you that know these things, know all the loopholes to let you or allow you to win. So get on it, okay? So also, Elon was talking about Bitcoin tonight. And he's upset at the Fed, so he's taking shots at the Fed. I don't know where Elon Musk stands. Again, I don't love everything he does, but if he's good, I hope he's good. I hope he helps us. He's working on some crazy stuff with satellites. He's working on quantum internet. All that stuff we'll go into deeper when we have more time, but we're going to get to our guest here in just a couple minutes. The market went up today. The market went up today because the vaccine has not damaged 8 healthy people so far. So the vaccine trials, which have skipped animal studies, which is a complete joke. The vaccine trials have gone to humans. There are 8 healthy humans, and they haven't hurt them yet. So, and I don't think it's intended to hurt you right away. I think it's intended to be a slow kill, but also the microchip might be inside, and amongst any other thing that's going on with them. So that's why the market went up today, because the vaccine is in human trial with 8 people. They're all very healthy and young, and they have not died or fallen over or croaked yet. So take that as you will. That is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. It's I'm just glad the president stated what he stated today, because that is so important, that we are going to, the world is now going to open up to the HCQ, hydroxychloroquine, and the zinc. Okay, I think the president is also taking zinc, by the way, so I'm at least very happy that the president is taking a mineral, a nutritional supplement, possibly, probably pharmaceutical grade, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so while I chat with you guys, I'm going to try to bring in my guest here and see if he is available at this very moment. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. The special guest coming on, also a special surprise. So he is waiting in the wings, and give me 2 seconds while his assistant gets him prepared. You are good, man. I'm seeing him in the green room, technically. So we are ready to go. And this is, I'm going to tell you, my special surprise is that I am ready to come and fight for you guys. Okay? So I'm going to bring up my guest. Let's see if I can't pull him in. Okay. It's D.D. Palmer. No, just kidding. I'm bringing it in because he's about to sit down any second. I have Dr. Billy DeMoss as he comes in and gets prepared. Leave it to Billy.
I'm right here.
I know you
I'm
are.
right here, baby.
I know you are. So Dr. Billy DeMoss, how are you, sir?
I can't see you, though. Do I need to see you or no?
I don't know. You should be good. I can see you.
I know, but I want to see you, too. How do I do that?
If your assistant would like to help you. But I'm gonna drop the news right now, okay? So the news is
Uh-oh.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
am heading out to Sacramento, California this Friday until Sunday, because I'm going to be with my buddy, Dr. Billy DeMoss. We're going to be fighting for freedom. So, buddy, how was your day?
Dude, unbelievable.
Yes.
Every day above ground when you're my age is friggin' unbelievable.
Sir, do me a favor. Start preaching. You're just. I'm assuming you're coming out of the trenches of being with patients.
I just got done doing a ROF on a guy that has had back pain for 4 years. They told him he needed surgery. I also did a testimonial with a guy today that they told him he would never walk again. They told him he was going to be paralyzed. He's surfing again. He had broken L1, L2, and plates put in. And most chiropractors probably wouldn't have touched him. I go, well, you got good vertebrae above and below. So I started adjusting him. And now the dude's already surfing, man. So we did a great testimonial with him today. I love what I do. I mean, there's nothing better than being a chiropractor, in my opinion. Maybe I'm kind of like...
You saved somebody from surgery. How much did you adjust any kids today? Because I know you love adjusting.
Yeah, of course. That's half my practice. I'm a kid. I'm just a big kid. I tell everybody I'm a dyslexic 61. Tomorrow I'm going to be a dyslexic 62. I'm going to be 26 tomorrow. Shit.
Is your birthday tomorrow?
Yep.
Happy birthday, Billy DeMoss.
Thank you. When you get older, they're not that as big a celebration as they used to be, like when you were 16, 18, and 21. You know what I'm talking about?
I understand. So wait a second. So your birthday's tomorrow, and then we have a gigantic rally this Saturday. So do me a favor. I just let them know I am headed to Sacramento Friday night to be with you guys. We're gonna film this whole damn thing. We are going to bring the fight. We are going to bring peacefully the fight, but we are going to let California know. And I'm not a California resident, but I have a lot of friends out there.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
But it is time to step up for these states. It is time to step up for our citizens. Give everybody the information on what's happening Saturday.
Well, Saturday we're all meeting at the Capitol, and my goal is if MLK can get 200,000 people to Washington, D.C., I feel we should be able to get 1 million there. I mean, I like to think big. I remember everybody's going, well, let's raise 10,000 for Children's Health Defense Fund, which is Robert Kennedy's gig. And I go, how about we raise 100,000? Everybody thought I was nuts, and then we raised 500,000. So it's nothing wrong with thinking big. I'm just putting that into the cosmos. We'll see who shows up. But we got people like you showing up from Florida. I got people showing up from Missouri, Kansas, Washington, Oregon, New York, New Jersey. People coming from all over the country to this gig. Because what happens in California usually sets the precedent. And we're seeing, you know what, a lot of people at first were giving me and Cordy and a couple other people, they were giving us flack for actually even doing these protests. But ever since we've been doing this, we're seeing a huge response with the major backpedaling of our dictator of our state, Dr. Newsom, is backpedaling, and Mr. Newsom, who actually he took a family vacation. He tells us all to stay home and quarantine, and then he goes out of state and goes to his ranch house up in the, and then I heard he went out to got a hat, a cowboy hat fitted for his head. So I'm sure that's quite essential.
He actually went on vacation?
That's what I heard, to Montana. Maybe he's just getting out of state because he knows that we're coming up there. Who knows? But it's going to be Saturday, May 23rd in Sacramento, California. We've got all kinds of, and again, it's not just chiropractors. I mean, because I've been rallying the chiropractors that actually will put it. Actually, I've drawn a line in the sand. I've figured out who's real and who's not real. And again, if you don't like rallies, I don't like rallies either. I'd rather just go surfing. But I know if we don't do something, and I know what we're doing is working, because we're seeing so much backpedaling on all the BS. Like I was in Oceanside teaching Cordy how to surf yesterday, and it's so funny because like half the parking lot's open, but the other half's closed, and the half that's open is because the boat owners need to. They pay a little extra money. I mean, I get it. If I'm a boat owner and I want to be able to, but why is the parking there safer than it is like 2 feet away on the other side of it? It's just none of this makes any sense. Why are the beaches closed in Los Angeles and the beaches in Orange County are open? Why is it that I can park at Costco, but I can't park at the beach? None of this makes any sense. Why do we all have to wear masks when we obviously know that masks are bullshit? I mean, there are so many discrepancies and contradictions in this whole thing that it's like 9/11 but worse as far as smoking guns everywhere. Why is it you can go to Florida and stuff's opening up, but in California everything's still closed? But we've got I've got people working all the hairdressers. I got people working all the nail salons. I got people working all the pastors and the religious app. Because the abortion clinics are open, but the churches are closed. The dispensaries and in the liquor stores are open, but you can't shop or you can't go to church. Does this make any sense? I mean, when is I don't understand either. Why aren't any of these pastors or these religious leaders, why aren't they standing up? They should understand God's on our side. Stand up and show some, fortitude. I'm trying to keep this clean.
The crowd out there tonight knows you're fired up. If you want to get a little colorful after
that's all right. I'm trying to be good. My dad's been giving me a hard time lately. He says you got to clean up the language, but I go, I'm not,
So is it
I am, as Jack Nicholson says, I am who I am. Your approval's not necessary, even though my dad and I listen to my daddy.
Good. So Florida's wide open. Florida is wide. We're wide open here in Florida. Like I'm going to the bar.
You know why? Because you're out there, dude. That's what I'm saying. These people like you, me, Cordy, and a few other people are making the difference. Chris Lippy, Eric the Putty, all of us are putting the word out. They're actually taking a stand. And then we got so many people in our profession that are such wimps. They're worried about their practices. Dude, you aren't going to have a practice. You're not going to have a life. You're not going to have a house. You're not going to have a car. And your kids are going to be taken away from you if this thing progresses to where they want it to go. And it's really obvious if you've read the UN, United Nations Agenda 21, which happens to be next year. So it's either we take a stand now or the whole shit house is coming down. And that's why I don't understand why people give me these cheesy ass excuses. Even guys from California are giving me lazy ass excuses why they can't be. I'm in a blue county, and if I go there, it's going to send a bad message to my people. Maybe your people will respect if you actually had some balls, you know what I'm saying, rather than you're just being a little chameleon to try to appease everybody. And again, for my practice, we had an amazing week last week. because my people get it.
Yep.
My people don't come into my practice wearing masks. Because they would know they'd probably get laughed out of here. And I have respect for those that do. I mean, if that's what you want to do, even though I know the science, I know it's all bullshit. It's all about, keeping you complacent, and it's about having you acquiesce to power and to the whole friggin' machine, bro, to new scum. So I'm really excited about this weekend, though. I mean, we're gonna have
What do you foresee? So what do you see going down? How is this thing gonna work? It's noon on Saturday, Sacramento Capital, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you see going down? How does this happen?
Well, here's what I do. Somebody just posted this, and it was about a peaceful rally or protest they did in Turkey. I think they smoked a lot of that Turkish hash or something over there. And I go up with love, dude. So I go to all the cops, and I tell them how much I'm thankful for what they do. I'm grateful for them. I tell them I love them, and then I start a conversation with them. And if they're receptive, then I talk to them. If they are dicks, then I move on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to change everybody's mind. I get it. But 95% of these guys are on board with what we're doing. They don't want to go out. Who wants to go bust somebody for trying to open their friggin' gym, and when they're letting rapists and murderers and pedophiles out of the jails for COVID? I mean, none of this makes any sense unless you know the real agenda, and the real agenda is to destroy this country and bring down the United States of America, because it's the last bastion of freedom. We've got a Bill of Rights. We got people that have balls. We got guns, and we're not going to go down without a fight, brother. And that's what I love about Americans. We're not a bunch of sissies, wimps. We're going to go out and take care of business if we have to. And they know that, and they know by us showing up in big numbers that they have to kind of like, well, they're all showing, we've done everything we can. The thing is, all this stuff is backfiring. They're seeing that Bill Gates has walked into the room, shut the door, and we're all in the same room. Now let's sort shit out, bro, because we know the scams. We know all the behind the scenes stuff. We know what his whole mission in life is to depopulate the planet. And the thing that scares me the most is that we have a lot of people. I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest and being blunt like I always am. We have a lot. The human race is de-evolving. We're seeing a lower expression of IQ than I've ever seen in my life. Just go anywhere, dude, and listen to people talk. Listen to what they talk about. Listen to the music. It's not even music, dude. I don't know what that stuff is.
No.
And it's just unbelievable how people have been not only brainwashed, but their brains are just destroyed from not only cell phones. Again, I'm doing a 5G EMF workshop tomorrow night, awesome. Taco Tuesdays. Again, because that's what's coming next, dude. That's how they're going to prolong this thing forever. But we got to get on that ball fast. We got to let people know how to protect themselves from 5G. And then we got to get into a little, how do I put this? Anarchy. We need to come and we need to take back our country from all these frigging assholes that have taken over this country and start getting stuff handled, bro. So if it means us going down like they did in Europe and start taking 5G towers down, we're going to have to do that stuff. Either that or you and your children, your pets are all going to get fried. So that's why they've kind of already mentioned that the pets are going to start getting COVID. You know, your pets aren't getting COVID. They're getting the same thing you got. They're getting frigging 5G to death. And then what that does is dysregulates the capacity for your blood cells to saturate oxygen. So you're basically dying from oxygen starvation as if you went to 30,000 feet without acclimatizing to the elevation. That's what these doctors in New York are saying. If you look at New York, all these people live in these crowded dwellings where they've got probably router on top of, like, turn your computer on and look how many routers. Every one of those routers is a cell phone tower that is radiating 5G or whatever, 4G, whatever it is in your town. And that's why I've gone to every extreme in my house to go back to Ethernet cables, do all the rooms with the Wi-Fi resistant paint, and literally do everything I can to minimize my exposure to 5G, make sure I get a good night's rest. And then there's a lot of things you can do nutritionally to help counteract some of the negative consequences of EMF and Wi-Fi, which I don't want to go over. There's too much stuff to go over. But if you want to watch, you could watch my Lyle DeMoss page tomorrow.
Yeah, you usually go live with your seminars, just like us, right?
I go live. Yep.
Good.
We haven't shut down one bit, dude. We just go right in front of them. There's no social distancing. There's no mask. People need to grow an immune system. They need to grow a sac. They need to have faith in the immune system God gave them. Why is it all of a sudden 2020 is the first time in the existence of the human race that we don't have an immune system? We got to quarantine because we have a bunch of people that watch way too much friggin' TV. And in my opinion, watching any TV, which again shows your level of your intelligence quotient, your IQ. You have to have a low IQ to be able to stomach the shit that they dish out on TV. You have to be really slightly stupid or majorly stupid to actually believe in all the crap that people believe on TV. I knew this thing was a scam from the very beginning. And I'm not discrediting some people died from COVID, but I guarantee you most of those people probably died from comorbidity factors, whether it was obesity, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, or just from being friggin' old. You know what I'm talking about? And the real thing is, I have only known 3 people in all of California, 3, that have got COVID. And again, I don't know about you. How many people have you learned or met that got COVID?
0.
Okay, 0. Okay, you know how many patients? I've had 2 patients already die from collateral effects of the mental aspects of being quarantined. One lady shot herself in the head. One of my patients, a 45-year-old, beautiful female. She was also on psychiatric drugs. That probably didn't help things either. And then I had another patient from being sheltered and quarantined away that OD'd on from heroin. And then there's another chiropractor, same thing, who was quarantined for 8 weeks. And those guys can't even work where they're from, that basically took his own life. And he's got 3 kids, man. So I've seen actually 3 people die from the collateral effects, and I've only known 3 people that actually got it, supposedly, theoretically, even though the inventor of the test that they're using said the test is not diagnostic for COVID. And as we well know, all of us that are listening to your show and me know that all those numbers are hugely padded to begin with. They're getting paid $13,000 by Medicare to put COVID on the diagnosis, and then they get paid $39,000. And these doctors take that money. It's like they sell their souls, bro. They sold their souls to the machine until they come for them, man. And then what happened?
I actually had a patient 2 days ago that was going in for a procedure under her Medicare or whatever, or disability, something like that. And before she went in, she had to take a COVID test before they would do the procedure, right? The crazy part was they did the swab. I didn't know she was doing it. I would have said, hey, watch out what you're doing. They did a swab. Within an hour afterwards, she started getting symptoms of COVID.
Isn't that amazing?
And I asked her, I said, what do you have? And she didn't get her test results back. I said, what are the chances those damn swabs are tainted?
You know what? I would not put it past anybody anymore. I wouldn't trust anybody with my health, bro. I trust me, and that's the only person I trust.
Right.
You know, of course, if I have some type of, crisis in my life, which hopefully will never happen. I did break some ribs once snowboarding, but I knew they were broken. I didn't need any help. I just needed some friggin' heroin, and I went to get some. I mean, it was excruciating. Plus, I didn't have any arms because my clavicle was broken and I separated the other shoulder. So it was hard for me to actually even get off a couch without having a knife in my back. And I tried to be the chiropractic martyr and not take any drugs, but finally I said, F this, I'm going to go get some friggin' heroin, and I did.
So
and I was on it.
How is it, sorry to cut you off, how is it possible that when we show up Saturday and all of us are chiropractic brotherhood and sisterhood there, how is it that whether we social distance or we don't, how is it that we don't get sick, even though the 6-foot distance thing is total BS? I don't even know where they got that. But how is it that our immune systems are so damn good that when we get next to somebody and we're not worried about being around somebody who has it, why is it that we don't get sick like the rest of this public?
You know what I tell people? You know what I tell them? I tell them because we're genetically superior.
That's right.
It's not God picked us because we are his chosen people. No, I don't say that stuff. It's because it's freaking common sense, dude. When you get adjusted, your immunity goes up. We know that. I've been in practice for 35 years, bro. And I love it. I've never missed one day ever because I always vibrate at this level, dude. And that's what health is, man. Health is not just merely an absence of symptoms. It's about how well you're expressing your innate potential to thrive and your vibration and your tone. Again, you don't get sick because germs come and get you. You get sick because you suck. You suck at living. You don't play by the friggin' rules. I eat impeccably. I work out every day. I did hyperbaric today. I got adjusted today. I do things to augment and uplift and maximize my innate potential to express at its highest level, to resist everything from a common cold to this COVID scam to cancer. You don't get cancer because it's bad luck or it's in your genetics. You get it because you're doing things that contribute to the expression of that disease, okay, which is probably a lot of it has to do with emotional baggage that most people carry. And that's what the whole thing with the TV said, is the TV is all there just to lower your vibration. It's fear, which is one of the lowest vibrating emotions. And the reason we got the mask on, because one of the things that a smile does, when I smile at you and you smile at me, that's just a way of us exchanging a love friggin' vibration, a love tone to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we covered up mask. We've lost and plus it's also just, it's a way to kind of like almost silence people. It's a sign of just being meek, and it's a sign of being obedient. I'm not obedient. I've never been obedient to rules that are bullshit. And nobody's going to make me wear a mask. And try to, like, when I go in a store, do you think anybody's going to have any luck trying to get me to wear a friggin' mask? No, because I know my rights. And I'm not going to be subservient to bullshit. I'm not going to be subservient to tyranny. And that's all this shit is, dude, because none of it makes any sense. Wearing a mask makes about as much sense as trying to keep mosquitoes out of your backyard with a chain link fence. I mean, if you can smell a fart through it, then obviously it's not keeping the viruses out. And I don't know. I haven't worn one. I've just heard people say that you can. So I think, well, doesn't that tell you something? So, and then I had a patient that got upset with me last week because I'm very vocal and I don't candy coat shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm very blunt with people.
You're blunt? No.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you get older, you don't give a shit. You don't give. I mean, if people don't like me, I really don't care. There's a lot of people that do like me. And in fact, I have so many people that like me that I don't have time for everybody. So there, if you don't like me, that's actually saving. In fact, unlike my Facebook page, because I'll get some people in there that do like me, that actually think that I'm actually. It's the crazy people that are actually crazy enough to think that they can change this shit around. You and I are a little crazy. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah. Right. And, you know, you and I got thick skin. We've been kicked a few times in the testicles. And after a while, we start to enjoy it. At least I do. Kick me harder. Come on, let's go. Is that all you got? You know, after a while, you get so used to it. It's like you get like people that get like so conditioned, like, oh, you can't say that. That's not politically correct. I didn't grow up with political correctness. And that's why we got ourselves in this situation. It's all about divide and conquer. That's all this PC crap is about. When we've said things in the past, we weren't trying to be like mean to people. That's just our way of it. People used to have this thing called a sense of humor. And people have become such friggin' snowflake pansy snowflower. It's just unbelievable how wimpy people have. I'm trying to keep my language good.
You're okay. They're loving you, so it doesn't matter. You're absolutely okay to unleash that. This is.
Yeah, it's kind of like I maybe I'm a little bit. You had Ted Nugent on your show, right?
I did. Ted was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure. Was his language okay, or did he drop any F-bombs?
He was good till the very end, and I don't think he dropped the F-bombs, but he knows how to also speak up without using the language, and so either way, he got into it.
I know I can do that too. I do it all the time in my practice, so I don't know
but
why.
I told him to be free with it, and off the camera, he was more free with it. But you know what? This culture that we've gotten into, which is politically correct culture, it's going away because the majority of the public, like you and me, and all the people watching here, they never accepted this culture, right? This was the culture that was brought in by the powers that be to keep us under control. And so if we actually speak out like this, and you know what, sometimes use swear words because we are human beings, we're adults. It's not bad. Even Jesus probably would have swore if he could, or maybe he did. Like he tipped over the money changers' tables. He got angry, right? And we have to get angry. I was just on with Jim Chester before this at 7 o'clock, and I said, we as chiropractors have to stand up, and not just chiropractors, but the entire public, but chiropractors because I'm talking to one right now, and we're going to have a bunch of us in Sacramento. But we have to stand up. They're not going to give us our country back. We have to take our country back. And the only way to do that...
demand our country back.
And we don't have to physically fight for it if we don't have to go there. But we will have to speak up, and those words will have to be uttered, because they're not going to just hand it over. We have to take it back. And so people are tired with politically correct. So you are allowed to rant as much as you want to. I actually, it's funny. I was going to fly into San Francisco and drive up to Sacramento. And I went to myself, I don't know if I can handle the San Francisco people, because the last time I was there, they were...
Yeah, it's a tough place, dude.
They're insane. The people that...
They're insane, dude. So is LA. Los Angeles I'm in Orange County, which is like a red county.
Yeah.
That's why we've got balls here. That's why our beaches have never been closed. They acted like they were going to close the beaches, but basically what our sheriff said here, he said we just basically told Newsom to go. We told him to pound sand, dude, which is kind of nice the way it says, f off.
Right.
And they would do the kind of like one day I went on the beach and they were doing the lifeguards were all driving by, and there was 4 of them coming at like in a parade, equidistant apart, and everybody must get off the beach and everybody must get out of the water, and all the freaking sheeple picked up their stuff and got out. And I just stood there. And then the next wave comes is the 4 cop cars. And then I just stand there and I go up and have the guy roll the window down. And my basic question, I say, thank you for everything you guys are doing. And I just go into the question, do you have kids? And they go, yeah. I go, are you concerned about their future? And what are you going to say when your kids ask you, what did you do to defend your country from this tyrannical takeover? Were you ones that actually were implementing the laws that caused the destruction of America, or did you fight back? And a lot of these guys get it, man. And I'm really commending the cops and the police force and law enforcement in Orange County, because they get it, dude, and they know this stuff. It's almost like a joke to them. And again, I've seen so many changes in all the different signs. They try to make it so it's like, at first I said our governor said to close the beaches, and I'm sure the governor got pissed off at that because it makes him look bad. But he's an asshole, dude. He's a huge friggin' asshole that needs to be taken out as far as out of office. I don't want to get myself in trouble again. I was in Facebook jail the other day for saying something like that.
Were you really?
Yes. Well, I said the execute word, and I didn't think that was a bad word. I didn't realize that you couldn't say that on Facebook. I didn't say hang him or anything. I just hang him. That's Fauci. Why are we firing him? That guy needs to be. He's a friggin' murderer, and so is Bill Gates. Hey, so tell me this: one of those guys going down. I'm waiting for all that shit to happen.
Hopefully very soon. So there's no timetable on it supposedly. However, did you see what Trump said today?
No, I did not. I was in the trench today.
Okay.
Today was my busiest day of the week.
Well, we're also on different timetables. You're West Coast, I'm East Coast, so I'm done before you. But
yeah.
So he nonchalantly said that he's been taking hydroxychloroquine for the last 2 weeks, and he's not dead, and he's feeling fine, and it seems to be doing okay, and there's other people doing it as well. Well, the moment he said that, I think the vaccine companies and the media melted down in their seats, because they went ballistic on television after that. Like, I didn't watch it, but Twitter was blowing up, and basically, I mean, he threw the vaccines under the bus there, because he's saying, "Oh, I'm taking this," and obviously, I'm not a big fan of medication, as I said earlier in the show. Obviously,
no, I'm not.
But if you're gonna take HCQ, is obviously a lot more benign than Prozac and Ritalin. So if he's gonna take something, at least it's an anti-malarial medication. It's not gonna necessarily kill him. So the whole point is he freaking threw a curveball at him. They didn't know what to do with it, and they melted down on camera. Like.
They melted. That's what's so fun about this. I mean, I'm actually having a good time during this whole thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what. I don't know how many rallies you've been to. How many have you been to?
A couple in my life, but
I was
not at this level.
I was in Huntington last week, and dude, it was the most amazing feeling of pure patriotism that you'll ever experience in your life. People standing up for their rights to be a friggin' American, man. And I mean, to be around a lot of people, and it was like, it wasn't just white people like me. There was like one of the things that almost made me cry. There's this little Asian man, And I don't know if you can even say that. Can you say little? Can you say Asian anymore?
You can say whatever the hell you want to.
People are like, oh, I can't believe he said that. There was a little Asian man. So if you don't like that, then go watch Oprah or something like that.
There are different tribes in this world, and they come from different places.
Yeah, you know what? And he was so sweet. He was bringing water around to everybody, and little bottles of water. And his wife and him own a beauty salon, and he just wants to open. They're throwing people in jail for wanting to open their businesses, and it's just, and then on top of that, they're making people wear these ridiculous masks and do all this social distancing bullshit that makes no sense at all. If you understand, like, listen to Dr. Erickson and the Masani dude talking about, we need to go out and develop immunity. We're going to have a huge problem. It's counterproductive to actually being a human being and having a strong immune system is all this crap but they know that. That's why we've got to get more people on our side and more people awake to the bullshit. It's just, we don't need everybody. I know that. We're never going to, when I go outside, it's kind of scary when you go out into Zombieland. I don't know if you have Zombieland. You probably don't have it as bad as here.
Not in Florida, no. I mean, there's some, but not, we're very different here. It's very rebellious. It's right behind Texas.
Right. Well, good. Thank God for that. Is it a red state?
Oh yeah, we're red. We almost went blue, but we're back to red.
And I mean, I used to listen to that, and Mark Twain said, if it really mattered, letting us vote, they wouldn't let us do it or whatever. There's like some quote. I'm not good at quoting people, but I was really sad yesterday. I got done surfing with Cordy, and there is this little old lady walking her dog. She probably was in her 80s, and she was just terrified to walk by us, and she had her mask on, and I'm thinking, how many people are living that way in just total fear? I have another patient. She's 81. She works at Nordstrom. She just goes, I'm getting paid more to not work, but I would rather be paid less and be able to be around people. She says she's been holed up in her house for 2 months. None of her friends want to come over and see because they're all terrified of this fake scam virus. So, I mean, for me, and with all the collateral damage I'm talking, some of these people have to pay. They have to be punished for what they've done and what the damage they've done to not only people's emotional states, but to the deaths that they've caused, all the people that have been put on ventilators that were murdered, because 90% of people that go on ventilators never need it because it's not a lung problem. It's an oxygen saturation issue from probably Wi-Fi, in my opinion, and to a lot of other people's opinion. And again, I guarantee you that's why there's such a rush to get all those satellites in the air and get all these new towers up. That's where the anarchy has to come in, when people start to realize it. That's why I got a gauge. I'm checking stuff. I drive my car and I go through neighbor, and you feel where that friggin' it's highest intensity. It's called an Acousticom 2 that I've been using. And we need one that's got a little bit more. It doesn't go up to 60 megahertz. It only goes up to 6. But again, when it's pegged, I know it's reading something that's really, really, really high. And you'll see that in a lot of neighborhoods. Even by my house, there's a tower probably 200 yards from my house. And that's the main reason I'm making my house Wi-Fi proof, is because I don't want to get blasted by that thing anymore.
Smart. How's your chemtrail situation out there?
They've been kind of lax lately.
So is ours.
I think they feel they probably got us pretty loaded up with. How many people out there for your crowd still think you're crazy about the chemtrail thing? I mean, I still have friends that can't even see the 9/11 scam. It's like, are you kidding me? That's got more smoking guns than friggin' I don't know, Gunsmoke.
In 2 months, I have not gone down the chemtrail. Not because I didn't want to. There's been so much other stuff, but I will. And I think most of them are very open to it. So I will do that because, you still got the crowd that's like, they're contrails. If you can't tell the difference between a freaking contrail and a chemtrail, then you're not paying attention. And go look at Dane Wigginton's website and actually look at the freaking patents on this stuff. This is not a conspiracy theory. There's actual patents on what they're spraying, and there's so much research, so much information. But I will tell you, in Florida here, ours have lessened quite a bit. Yep,
and I don't know why. It's just funny because everybody we'll do vaccines revealed, but that chemtrail stuff, that's all conspiracy theory, and the 9/11 stuff. So how could they pull shit off like that? It's like, well, they did, bro. Look at, they just pulled off. They got the entire planet locked down on a friggin' myth. The entire planet is locked down over some bullshit friggin' scam virus.
100% agreed.
And how many of those? I mean, those people probably. We don't hear anything about flu deaths anymore, Or what
No.
happened to measles too? That's like that's not even in the news anymore, is it? It's like we were all terrified of. It's all about just upping the game, and all the people, all the friggin' zombie sloths, just licking their friggin' Slurpees, just fall right into line while they're stuffing down friggin' a Big Mac and then they want to point at you and I when it's the reality is they're the susceptible host, not you and I, because we're vibrating at a higher level because we get adjusted, dude.
100%. Dude, we have to end this, not just medical tyranny. We have to end this medical industrial complex that is, people have no clue the life they can live from a health standpoint if they would just friggin' listen to us. Like it amazes me how many people run into an urgent care and get a medication, and yet we're told we're crazy when we go on these live streams and we talk about my daughter gets adjusted, she eats good organic food, she takes supplementation. Billy is what? You're 62 tomorrow? Did you say? Like
62, dude. I'll run circles around
but wait,
people
Billy,
half my age. I guarantee you. Like today in the office, we were doing. We had an office meeting and Austin, who's 27, who's one of the associate doctors, he was doing push-ups. He was doing them on his knees, and he goes, well, that's the way Bruce Lee did. And I go, Bruce Lee didn't do them like that. He goes, well, I'm doing fingertip push-ups. And he was doing them. I go, I'll show you how you do them. And I did like 50 fingertip push-ups, just like, boom, dude. Didn't even break a sweat. Because I do that stuff all the time. I want to have strong hand. I play the guitar. That's part of it. And play being a chiropractor, but it's not that hard to be in shape, dude. You're designed to be healthy. And when you're not healthy, it's not because you got dealt a bad set of cards. It's because you suck at taking care of yourself.
But you're 62, Billy. You're supposed to have arthritis, and you're supposed to be in a wheelchair by now.
How many medications should I be on too right now?
Oh, you're at least 6 or 7.
I know. I get people that come to me like, seriously, they bring like a chart and they got like 20 different meds. They go, now who could be that stupid that would take that many drugs at one time? I mean, taking one drug for a health condition to me seems pretty stupid, but because most people are stuck in what? Sympathetic dominance because they're subluxated, or they're eating shit, or they're watching too much TV, or they sit on their ass all day. It's not that hard.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so simple, and we probably spend less than everybody else because they're all buying all their surgeries and everything, and it's insane. And you know what? I'm gonna arrive in Sacramento, and I'm going to actually run up and I'm gonna hug people like Billy DeMoss. And
you can lick me too. Lick me.
I will not lick you. But
I'm just saying. I mean, that's the truth, though. You know, it's like I drop stuff on the floor. I just pick it up and eat it. I'm not afraid of germs. You should learn to dance with the germs. That's how you build immunity.
I let my daughter. If she drops something on the floor, I let her pick it up and eat it. And people are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Did we forget how we grew up? I used to play in the dirt and rub like." I used to eat dirt. I mean, I used to come in. There was a story. My father used to go downstairs when he was a young kid, and he used to not know better, and he used to eat dog food out of the dog. like
yeah, who didn't do the stuff like that?
Come on, like what? When did this happen?
We used to have a sandbox. I think it was also a litter box for cats. I mean, we just played in there. You know, cat shit in there, cat piss. Who cared? You know, we were just young 5-year-old kids. You know, it didn't make any difference to us.
Because this is what chiropractic does.
Like, I went into the surf shop the other day, and they're brainwashed in the surf shop, at the Frog House, which I've been shopping at for 50 years. And they make me wear a mask. I'm not wearing a mask, dude. And then yesterday when I went in there, they wanted me to friggin' wash my friggin' hands with that antiseptic. I go, that stuff is just like taking an antibiotic. You got a microbiome on your skin too. That's why people that are freaking out and washing their hands incessantly, you're going to have problems with your skin next.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I have my paperwork ready to fly so they don't bother me. And if I get into California, they're probably going to try to force me to wear a mask. So I have my
they won't.
Well, you know what? I have a health condition that I am not able to wear a mask for because
I heard that it was called constitutionalitis. I love it, dude.
and I will play my cough off too. Like I have a little adrenal cough that I'm working on, and so because I do this.
Well, I just pass out. I just do a just pass out on the floor. That works too.
So we are covered, but I thank you for being on. I don't want to take a ton of your time. It's 10:30 here.
No, and I'm thanks for taking time out of your day to help us promote this
I
to
want
most
to
of the chiropractors.
Please re-promo what is happening this Saturday. It's May 23rd, correct, off the top of my head, at noon.
Well, you know what? It really is about celebrating those people that went to war and for those people that died for our freedoms that were just totally just giving up without any type of apprehension. I mean, these guys went to war. They left their families. Some of them lost their lives. And we're just bending over and not doing anything about it. And there's people like you. There's people like me. There's people like Ted Nugent. There's people like Cordy Lee Williams, who's a 4-year vet of the friggin' Marine Corps, also a hardcore chiropractor. There's people like Chris Lippy from Forever 76 that I'm a part of as well. We've got Eric Naputi. We got you. We got Steve Judson's flying out from Dynamic Essentials. I got Paul Reed coming down from friggin' Washington from ChiroFest. We got all the big leaders in the chiropractic profession, most of them showing up.
Beautiful.
Some of them want to still sit on their hands. And again, I can't think of something that's more important. And then we're going to go from here, if we need to, we're going to go to Washington, D.C. next. So it'll be a home game for you next. I'll fly out.
I actually, so good. I'm glad you brought that up before we head out tonight. I actually was going to offer this tonight. Now, we'll have to figure out some of the pay stuff on this, because all of us flying all over the place, we got to generate some revenue to take care of that. I don't mind doing it out of my pocket for the time being, but that we should get something together. But if you have a state that is under tyranny right now, and there are chiropractors, trust me, let me tell you folks, if you want people on your side, talk to chiropractors. We will show up. We will fight. Trust me, we've been through the freaking battle. Our ancestors before us went through hell to keep this profession on the map, to take down. They almost lost a court case over a conspiracy to destroy us. The medical monopoly did. And so we are a little, let's just say, our skin is tough. Meaning, I will get on a damn plane. That's why I told Billy I will be in Sacramento, because you know what? I have to put my mouth where I talk. I have to go do. I have to walk the walk. And so I'm like, I'll be in Sacramento. Let's do it. Let's get this done. But you know what? New York's screwed. Illinois is screwed. Washington State's screwed. DC's screwed. And I am willing to, and I know Billy is
I'll be there, dude.
You let us know. We will show up and we will support your group, whether you're chiropractors or not. We will show up and support you, because we truly believe in freedom, because that's what our version, real healthcare, actually is.
And you know what my big question is to like people that, I mean, I tell you what, I know what we're doing is having a big impact, not only here in California, but across the friggin' globe. I got people in Australia say, keep it up. You know, they're getting motivated. In Melbourne, they had a big rally down there. People in Europe. I've been getting private messages from everybody that are just thanking you and I and Eric and Cordy and everybody that's part of this whole movement to fight. And as I always say, if you got a better idea, then why don't you tell me what you want to do? Because writing your senators and calling your congressmen, that shit don't work. We got to show up in numbers and show them we mean friggin' business, and we're ready to take back this country. And if you don't like it, here we go. And again, we got the cops on our side, the majority of them. We just got to get everybody to show up and be counted, because you sitting at home on your hands telling me it's your friggin' birthday weekend or whatever your bullshit excuses is just allowed. When are you going to take this seriously? When they're coming to knock on your door and they want to take your kids away? Because that's right around the corner, bro. And you sitting, acquiescing, watching Netflix and not getting involved just shows that you're a pussy and you're not willing to put your friggin' you put your gonads on the line for your future of your friggin' kids. And again, like I said, I'm 62. I've had the friggin' rock star life. You can't even imagine travel over there. But I want that for your kids. I want that for future generations. I want them to have the same freedoms, the same life that we express. And if you want to be a pussy and sit at home, then look at yourself in the mirror when you get up. And then when your kids ask you, Dad, what did you do to fight back? You just say you sat on your ass and watched other people carry the torch. Because you were afraid. You were afraid that your patients might think that you're crazy. You're afraid to take a stand, bro, or sister. So I'm done beating up people. But the thing is, I'm over all the cheap-ass, lazy-ass excuses I hear from everybody as well.
100%, brother. I appreciate you being on the show. I thank you for your voice. You're amazing, and we're going to rock it on Saturday.
I love you, dude. You know what the best part of it is? It's going to be a reunion for people. It's going to be so much fun to be around so many people that are so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't been on a plane. I mean, usually I'm speaking at different seminars. I'm probably not invited to any anymore, and I really don't care. But the thing is, I'm going to be around a bunch of cool chiropractors, and it's going to be a celebration. It's going to be a reunion. It's going to be like the good old days. So, Sacramento, if you want to change last minute, change your mind and join us and be brave. Be a brave American instead of a pussy-ass freaking whatever you are. I won't say it. Snowflake. I'll call you a snowflake chiropractor. You can stay home. Wear your mask at home, in the house.
I got to figure out how I'm going to fall asleep on Friday night after flying and then partying with you guys.
We can help you with that.
Brother, I appreciate it. Love you so much. I will see you on Saturday. We're gonna rock. I'll see you Friday night. Actually,
I'll
see you Friday night. And
you don't have to get up early, so we can stay up late.
I love it.
I'm not getting up till 11, so that means I have to go to bed by 3 or something.
I love it. Everyone, hey, where can everyone follow you? Where can they find you?
Billy DeMoss on Facebook. I have a new page too, drbillydemoss.com. There's some free gifts on there for you if you enter email. Like I've got a little juice book. Everybody wants my juicing recipes, so they're on there.
Awesome. Beautiful, man.
There's a bunch of videos on there. And then go to caljamnetwork.org if you want to see all the everything. It's like a Netflix.
Oh, you can't see. You couldn't even see what I was wearing tonight. Oh, damn it.
It says NY.
I know. You couldn't see what I was wearing. I was wearing
a device that can record or broadcast this call. And I'm kind of bummed that I can't see you.
I was wearing your Cal Jam shirt tonight with you with the mohawk.
Yeah, which one?
With the mohawk.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I will see you Friday night, brother.
I think I'm going to wear my Anarchy shirt because we got to get in some anarchy going on too.
I love it. All
right. Tear down some 5G towers. Love you, bro. Peace out.
Love you too. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network signing off. Both of us at the same time. Be well. Stay healthy. Take care of your fellow human being and stay vigilant. We will win this battle. Have a wonderful Tuesday night. Monday night. Monday night. I don't know what night it is.
It's just night.
Be good. Love you.